Hi, everybody, and welcome into the Cougar Cage here on the campus of College of the Canyons as we get you ready for men's basketball action here on a Saturday in the Western States South Conference. The College of the Canyons Cougars and the Antelope Valley Marauders. I'm Matt Robinson, happy to have you along here once again at the Cougar Cage. Our first game here at home in 2022. Of course, it's been a while since the Cougars have taken the floor a couple of times in a week. Obviously played earlier this week, lost to Glendale on the road 81-73, but that was their first game since December 21st. Some COVID hit and kind of stopped everybody down quite a bit, but we are back to work and back ready to go as COC and Antelope Valley take to the floor here tonight on a Saturday. The Cougars coming into the game tonight, 8-5 on the year, 0-1 in conference play. 5-1 here, though, at home, and have played pretty well, all things considered, at College of the Canyons this year. Taking on Antelope Valley, who's 8-6 on the year. They won their conference opener against Santa Monica, 79-78 at home. A tight game. Should be an interesting matchup as we are nearly ready to go. Opening tip, and we are underway. Marauders won the opening tip. Brought the ball down the floor, foul on COC. Actually, the ball out on COC, excuse me. And it'll be Marauder basketball. Antelope Valley starting with Bagsick, Scott, Daniels, Mahoney, and Lewis. The Cougars countering with Caden Arnold, Andrew Henderson, Dylan Barrientos, Quincy Arms, and Zion Caston. Cougars with the basketball here as they go to work on the offensive side. Henderson will put up a three. He's fouled. And so Henderson will shoot foul shots, knocks down the first. Second is good as well, so 2-0 Cougars. Henderson makes all three. Henderson, the leading scorer for COC this year, averaging 19.2 per game. He's been the dangerous man all year for the Cougars as Zion cast it on the catch, dumps it off to Henderson, tried to lay it high off the glass, no good. Back the other way, Antelope Valley on a fast break. Bucket and the foul for DeJour Lewis. Marauders on the board, trailing 3-2 here early on. 18:51 to go in the first half. Just underway if you're just joining us. Lewis makes the foul shot. And we are even at 3-all. Lewis averaging 12.8 per for Antelope Valley. They have a few guys that can really score. Daniel, Scott, Lewis, and Mahoney all on the floor. They do the bulk of the work offensively. That's really where Antelope Valley has relied to find their offensive power at times this year. Although they've struggled to score consistently, averaging just 70.5 points per game, which is 75th in the state, as a three-pointer from arms, no good. Board pulled down by the Marauders, and they'll run back the other way. Here's Daniels, will kick it out. Lewis will put up a three-pointer from the corner, no good. Barrientos skies for the long rebound and will dribble it up the floor. Barrientos the ball handler for COC this year. He's done a good job scoring, averaging just over 11, but really it's where he runs the offense. 3 assists per game. I know the number's not high, but does so much more on the offensive side for COC to really get everybody in the right sets and get the ball into the right hands. As here's Henderson, little jab step. Now we'll try and drive. Step back looking for a jumper. Wanted to skip it inside. It goes off an arm and out of play. It'll stay with COC. Cougars trying to get set up. They'll bring it in. Pass to Caston on the inside. His jumper didn't, and they will stop play down. It'll be Marauder basketball. So 3-all here, 17:47 to go in the first half. First home game of 2022. I believe it is gone by that quickly here in the regular season as we are in the conference schedule now. Jumper and rhythm no good from Scott. Board pulled down on the inside by Lorraine. Three-pointer then from Bagsick didn't fall. And the Cougars will get the rebound. Now outlet to Barrientos, near side corner. Arnold will drop it off to Henderson. Henderson trying to work in isolation, lost the basketball. It rolled right to Zion Caston. He tries to put it on the floor, dumps it to Quincy Arms. He had it knocked out of his hand. Ball still loose, and it's going to be out off of Antelope Valley as rolling on the floor onto the baseline was Virgil Mahoney. It'll be COC basketball with 11 seconds to shoot. Cougars will bring it into Arms. Looking to find Barrientos. Henderson, a three at the buzzer is good. Nice shot from Andrew Henderson. And you can see why Henderson is the offensive leader right there. Just in rhythm, a big time shot at a big spot with the clock winding down. free throws good as we go back to work. 6-5, Cougars in the lead. Barrientos trying to drive. As Barrientos gets to the line, and he will shoot foul shots here. Barrientos this year, 70% from the line. Splits the pair. And 7-5 Cougars here. It's Banksick to work on the offensive side for Antelope Valley. Daniels at the top of the key. We'll drop it to Banksick, who will work to the near side, off a screen. Now wants to throw it to Daniels. Daniels will put it on the floor. Now kicks it back. Three-pointer on the way. Good. Nice shot from Scott in rhythm. The Marauders have their first lead of the game at 8-7. Marauders in their red uniforms, actually really maroon uniforms with gray down the sides, a little white striping as well. Cougars in their home whites. So Arnold fell down, and now he's going to be called for a travel as he was trying to get loose to play the ball away. So 8-7 in favor of Antelope Valley. Banksick with the basketball straight away, working against Griffin, who's into the game for the first time. He dumps it off to Amani Scott, who will back it off with 15:15 to go here in the first half. Scott working in isolation, will pull up and take a jumper from about 22, didn't fall. Rebound Zion Caston, outlet towards Caden Arnold, and he'll put it on the floor. Arnold driving. Wanted to dump it off inside to Griffin. Instead, it bounced to Caston. He drives to try and get to the bucket, but is pressured by Achara. It's knocked out by Achara, so it'll stay with COC. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 15 minutes even here to go in the first half. Griffin on the inbound play will pull up and take a jumper from the elbow. He knocks it down, and the Cougars back out in front at 9-8. Three-pointer is good from Virgil Mahoney, and then there was a foul underneath the basket after the shot was made. So you can score the basket for Mahoney, his first bucket of the day. Makes it 11-9 in favor of Antelope Valley. Henderson tries for a three. And Henderson able to put it away. So 11 all here. Still in the first half. Mahoney with a jumper. Halfway down the cylinder before it found its way out. The Cougars back the other way. Henderson from the wing, three-pointer, no good. Missed it off the iron on the backside. Rebound pulled down by the Marauders, and they'll run back the other way with Banksick here. Dribbles into the key, trying to throw it inside. Didn't find anybody, and it'll be COC basketball. 13:31 to go here in the first half. Checking into the game for the first time today is Corwin Smith for COC. Jacob Monty checking in for Antelope Valley to take over for Mahoney. Barrientos will walk it up the floor, into the front court onto the near side. Had it poked out of his hand by Mahoney. Stephen Mahoney. And it'll stay with COC. Barrientos with the basketball, working to his left. Little floater in the lane. Shot was altered that time by Achara. Cougars able to get it back. Little pull-up jumper from McCray from the side, didn't fall. And back the other way comes Antelope Valley. Daniels with the basketball. Tried to dribble it around McCray. Instead lost it. Then Barrientos lost it right back, and it's a 2-on-0, and Achara finishes it with a two-handed slam. And it's 13-11 in favor of the Marauders. Sloppy by COC after a turnover by Antelope Valley. Leading to the bucket for Achara, his first of the day. Achara, just under 17 minutes a game, only averages about 6 points. Doesn't get a lot of chances as Henderson, again, just working from the block extended. And evens things back up at 13. Henderson already with 10 in the basketball game and 3 rebounds. A foul underneath the basket, going to go against COC. It's going to go against Andrew Henderson, going to be a second, so that's going to get Henderson off the floor here early in the first half, 12:20 to go. It was about time Henderson was going to get a spell anyway, but that'll leave him on the bench for quite a bit longer than Howard Fisher maybe wants, and that's tough as Henderson, like we said, almost averaging a double-double this year. And already with 10 points in the ball game has been the go-to for COC. Griffin will dump it off to Corwin Smith. Throws it out high. McCray wanted a dribble drive. Instead, he'll back it off. Galgano now with it, and he's fouled on the floor by Daniels. Stay with COC. 3 fouls on College of the Canyons. I believe that's the 4th on Antelope Valley. Galgano off the inbound play on the far side wing. Cougars will work it around. Gregorio with it will get it back up to Galgano. Straightaway three-pointer knocks it down. Jimmy Galgano, the freshman out of Reseda, knocks one down. And the Cougars back with a 3-point lead at 16-13. Galgano's had a nice little streak lately. 3 of his last 4, he's averaged 10 points or more. Had that streak snapped against Glendale the other, or had a 3-game streak of 10 or more points, but snapped against Glendale the other day. Nice to see him get a early bucket here, and now he pulls down a board. The Cougars go back the other way. Gregorio with the basketball for COC in the front court, running the point with Barrientos on the bench. Send it to Griffin on the far side wing. Corwin Smith block extended on the far side. He'll put up a jumper from about 14 feet. Didn't get it to fall as it was too strong. And ripping down the board was Scott. Straightaway three-pointer, no good from Daniels. Achara tried to pull down the rebound. It was tipped over to Monty, though, and he'll throw it out to Stephen Mahoney, who will work with the basketball. Monty Scott going to work here. Scott just 3 points here early on. Scott, a guy that averages 13.2. Remember, one of those big 4 for Antelope Valley. Gets it inside to Monty on the near side block. Dribbled it off his own knee. Finds its way to Griffin, who got it ahead to Galgano for COC, and then Galgano's fouled. Cougars will go to work here. Barrientos back into the game. Caston in there as well. Galgano on the near side wing, and then there's a foul underneath the basket away from the ball. It's going to go against Jackie Franklin. Off the inbound, Caston knocks down a little jumper from about 14 feet on the far side. First bucket of the day for Zion Caston, who's starting his second straight game. Actually, excuse me, his third straight game. Got a season high of 7 against Glendale in his last outing, which was his second straight start. Virgil Mahoney, a little pull-up jumper, no good. Put back rebound there, though, for Franklin, his first bucket of the afternoon or the evening. And then Corwin Smith throws it away on the inbound. He and Barrientos, a little miscommunication. It's going to bring Corwin Smith off the floor and bring Jimmy Galgano back in. And a timeout called by Antelope Valley. We'll take the break as well. 9:29 to go here in the first half. 18-15, COC out in front. Our
sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Back to work we go here. COC leading right now. 18-15 as it'll be Marauder basketball on the inbound. It's thrown out, so it'll go back to COC here. Cougars miss, Marauders back the other way. It's 8 to shoot here for AVC. Bagsick gonna take it, didn't find the rim. Shot clock violation against the Marauders. And it'll go back to COC, leading 18-15, 8:35 to go here in the first half. Galgano three-pointer from the corner is good. Good shot from Jimmy Galgano, his second three of the ball game. That has extended the COC lead. Turnover by Antelope Valley. Griffin driving, he'll draw the foul, should go to the line. The Cougars leading 21-15, largest lead. Of the game so far for COC. So Griffin to the line, 61% from the foul line this year. Rattles the first one in and out. That's been a sore spot for COC this year, their shooting percentage from the foul line. About middle of the pack, 69.7%. I mean, still 36th in the state, but when you're getting to the line at the frequency that COC does, you need those to fall. COC this year, second in the state of California getting to the foul line, almost 25 free throws a game. They make 17, which is third best in the state, but imagine if you were shooting more near 70-80% from the line, 75-80% from the line, how much better things would be, life would be for the Cougars this year. They average almost 80 points a game, but leaving points out there when you're missing 30% of your foul shots. Is a three-pointer good from Dylan Griffin. Doesn't hurt when you make a three, and then you get a steal from Barrientos, who drives and lays it home with the left hand. And it's a quick 5-0 run for COC, and the lead is all of a sudden up to 9 at 26-17. 7:10 to go here in the first half. Cougars with the basketball. COC in the bonus, so they'll shoot foul shots the rest of the way. Three-pointer from the Marauders, no good. And there's going to be a foul on Achara, as he and Galgano went up for the basketball, and Achara just ran right into the head of Galgano with his upper body. Wasn't happy that he got called for a foul there. John Taylor asking about it as he walks down the floor. Taylor in his 12th season as the head coach for Antelope Valley. I think the official telling him it's a body control situation with Achara there. He now has 2 fouls in the ball game. It's Galgano at the line, 65%, shooting 1-1, knocks down the first. Howard Fisher, the head coach of COC, 22nd season as the COC head coach. He's only the second coach in program history, and doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. Had his team out to a pretty good start this year. So the Cougars were running up the score quite a bit early on, but the consistency has been lacking as of late. 3 and 4 over their last 7 for the Cougars, 5 and 5 over their last 10. They just, again, haven't been able to put up consistent performances. We've seen nights where they look like a very good basketball team, and then the next night just don't quite have it. Some of that has to do with the bench still working kinks out, I think, at times. They've been missing a few guys that they expected to contribute. Have not seen Aaron Reyes since November 20th. It's a shot clock violation against Antelope Valley. Good defense by COC. As Reyes was a big starter in the early part of the year, averaging 8 and 8.5, but has not been seen since that game. They've had to kind of work on getting a couple other guys going, and right before we get into the conference season is an offensive foul going to be called against COC. I believe it's going to be a moving screen. It's going to go against Corwin Smith. It'll be his first foul. Cougars just 4 fouls here in the first half. Leading by 11, 28-17. 6:05 to go in the first half. Bagsick with the basketball, will work to his left, still looking for room as he probes the defense. Now we'll kick it back. Mahoney will put up a 3, air ball. And it's out off of Antelope Valley. It'll be COC basketball. Barrientos will work it off across the timeline on the far side. Marauders trying for a trap. Instead, they'll go into a zone. Cougars skip it inside. And a blocking foul going to be called against Antelope Valley. It's going to go against Bagsick, so it'll be a 1-and-1. Bagsick inside the restricted area that time. That's what draws the foul. And it'll send McCray, who's an 80% foul shooter, to the line. Henderson with 10, leading the way for COC. Galgano with 8, then Griffin with 5, Barrientos with 3. And McCray made the first, and then backed off. Everybody forgot it's 1-and-1. For Antelope Valley, Amani Scott with 5, DeJour Lewis with 5, and then Mahoney with 3, Achara with 2, and Franklin with 2. McCray makes both. Cougars up by 13. They've done all the work with Henderson on the bench, so good sign for Howard Fisher's side. So the Cougars have gone to work here late in the first half. Daniels with the basketball, driving to the baseline, looking for room. Will dump it off to Scott beyond the three-point line, into the corner to Daniels. He'll drive baseline again. Spun it off the rim, but couldn't get it to fall. I think Galgano might have got just enough of a hand on it to alter the shot. Galgano now from the corner to work for COC. Will send it to Barrientos on the far wing. They work it around to McCray. Step back jumper, two-pointer is good. Knocked it down from 20 feet. And the lead now up to 15. Timeout on the floor by John Taylor will break as well. 32-17 Cougars here, first half.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Welcome back inside the Cougar cage. COC leading Antelope Valley 32-17. We're just waiting for the timeout to clean up. Cougars shooting 10 of 21 from the floor here so far in the first half. 4 of 8 from downtown, and that's been the difference so far in the ball game. Is COC with 4 threes to just 2 for Antelope Valley. The Cougars this year have struggled from downtown at times. Right now, right about middle of the road, 30.6. And actually, that's 73rd in the state, so now that we relook at it, we're looking at the wrong stat line. But shooting just 30% from the floor on the season, so hitting well above their clip so far here today. They average just under 7 threes made a game. They've already got halfway there at this point. That one just thrown away by McCray. And it'll be Antelope Valley basketball. Banksick will work ahead. Banksick has been running the point pretty much all day today. Doesn't score a lot. Averages just 2.5 a game. He's only started 3 times this year, but he's played in now 13 of 14. Getting the start here today is here's Daniels to work to his right. Went into the air, tried to throw it back. Lewis has to try and save it. Banksick now with 3 to shoot. We'll get it to Lewis. We'll put up a deep three-pointer from straight away. Too much on it. And the rebound pulled down by McCray, who then had it swatted out from behind by Lewis, who will catch ahead and lay it in. Good read by Daniels to find Lewis breaking after Lewis created the steal. It breaks a little run for COC. Now McCray just throws that one right into the hands of Virgil Mahoney. They'll get it into the corner, three-pointer short. Skying for the rebound is Banksick, and he's fouled. And it'll be a timeout, COC. Take a break as well. 33:35 to go. 32-19 Cougars leading Antelope Valley. So back to work we go. Welcome back into the Cougar cage, COC and Antelope Valley. Cougars leading 32-19. Smith able to pull down the rebound. And then a bucket and a foul by Daniels that time. Daniels will try and complete the three-point play and does. So the lead back to 11 here, and actually it's back to 10 as the scoreboard switches over. 32-22, Cougars by 10, 3:10 to go here in the first half. Caston will skip it down to Galgano. They work it around to Griffin, and he gets the easy lay-in. Good work by COC that time, as they made the extra pass to find the open man. Daniels again, little stop-up jumper is good. Daniels starting to find his rhythm a bit. He's now got 5. But the lead's still 10 here for COC. Barrientos with the basketball. Stops and pops from the foul line. No good. Too flat on the shot. Easy board for Antelope Valley. Daniels then fouled running up the floor. It's going to be a blocking foul against Barrientos. Daniels makes the first. Second is good as well. So lead now down to 8. Cougars led by as much as 15 here in the first half. As Gregorio had it stripped right at the timeline, and then he's called for a foul. So both teams in the bonus here. First of the 1-and-1, no good as Smith pulls down the board. Caden Arnold will catch on the near side wing, and the Cougars will back it off and run the offense here with 2:10 to go. Arnold pointing to Caston to come help out here. We'll get it to Caston on the near side wing. Caston will put it on the floor going to the baseline. Bumps a man out from underneath the basket, but couldn't finish. Was trying to get it around Franklin, just couldn't find it. Get it to fall down, and then three-pointer on the other side by Mahoney is good. And the Marauders have climbed back in. Is Griffin going to go to the line? He's fouled. Lead down to 5. It was 15, but AVC doing some strong work late here in the first half, and this goes back to that consistency issue for COC this year. Griffin knocks down the first of the 1-and-1. Second is no good. As Scott comes away with the rebound that bounced way out to him. Now Daniels driving, laid one up. I think it was a floater attempt that almost worked as an alley-oop. Instead, the Cougars able to bring it down. Griffin will drive to the basket. He couldn't get the layup to fall as the shot was altered on back pressure by Scott. And the Marauders will run the floor on a fast break back the other way. They try and dump it inside to Franklin, but he couldn't handle. Caston will come away with it. He then dribbled it behind his own back, nearly lost it ahead, but nobody for AVC was ready for it. The Cougars will control the basketball. Here's Griffin for COC. To his left. Got it to Corwin Smith. Block extended on the far side. Little right-handed hook shot is good. Pushes the lead back up to 8 here for COC with 42 seconds to go in the first half. Daniels wanted to work to his left. Now we'll slow things up. Bagsick will work as he runs the point here for Antelope Valley. Arnold got his hand on the basketball as it got over to Amani Scott. He'll stay with Antelope Valley here. Eight to shoot here for AVC. Mahoney with the basketball will get it to Bagsick. Working against Griffin, trying to drive baseline. Spins back to his left. Going to be called for a travel. Wouldn't have got a shot off anyway. It would have been a shot clock violation. So the Cougars will go to work with 16.9 to go here in the first half, leading by 8. Chance to try and get it to double figures before the close. Canyons wants to get Andrew Henderson back in the game. Take over for Zion Caston down low. Henderson with a nice long spell. Should be well rested for the second half. So Arnold will walk it up the floor. Leave just 10 seconds here to work on an offensive play. Smith inside. Henderson underneath. Will lay it home. Good pass from Corwin Smith. Half-court heave, no good from Antelope Valley. And the Cougars will take a 10-point lead into the break. 39-29. Welcome back into the Cougar Cage as we get ready for second half action. COC and Antelope Valley College here on a Saturday night in Santa Clarita. Was originally scheduled, this one was scheduled back on January 5th, but COVID concerns stopping down the season pretty much statewide and has created a little bit of a schedule oddity. Lots of changes as the Cougars' last game, which was against Glendale, was moved to accommodate today's game after the game against LA Valley got moved to the 31st of January. So the schedule changes have just been fast and furious as of late. The women, of course, on the floor today. They played against Glendale, I believe. So I try to go look for a score here. Give me a second. And then we'll play Antelope Valley on Monday here at the Cougar Cage. Yeah, played against Glendale today. Not sure what the final score of that one is. It's not posted online. As off the miss, the Cougars try to run the fast break. Arnold's layup no good, but the follow-up put back there for Dylan Barrientos. And the Cougars extending the lead. So they led by 10 at the break, 39-29. Lead is now 14 as COC back to work. Cougars turn it over, trying to get it inside. Foul's going to be against Barrientos. It's going to be his third. Henderson with 12 at the break. Griffin and Galgano each with 8 for the Cougars. Those are your leaders. For Antelope Valley, Daniels and Lewis each with 7. Virgil Mahoney with 6. Here's Mahoney. Give him 8 now as the turnaround jumper is good. Cougars shot 50% from the floor in the first half. Marauders just 30%, and that's one of the major differences so far in the ballgame, that and the three-point shooting. Antelope Valley just 3 for 15 today, while the Cougars 4 for 8. As there's a nice bucket from Bagsick, and that gets it back to a 10-point game. And a timeout called by COC as Howard Fisher not happy. We'll take the break, 18:04 to go here in the second half.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Cougars leading 43-33. They will have the basketball coming out of the timeout after a 4-0 run for Antelope Valley. Marauders in a zone defense out of the timeout. Trying to trap out high. Now they'll try and trap Caston in the corner, and he's fouled. It's either going to be against Daniels or Bagsick. We'll see who gets it. They'll give it to Bagsick. Cougars trying to work it into Zion Caston. Guarded by Mahoney, put it on the floor, got Mahoney to jump in the air, now gets it to Henderson. Henderson wanting to drive and lays it in with the left hand. Henderson just out-muscling DeJour Lewis down low that time and finishes for the bucket. Good pass on the other side by DeJour Lewis, though, to find Virgil Mahoney. He's now in double figures. Keeps it at a 10-point lead for COC. Henderson inside. Caston had his shot blocked by Stephen Mahoney. Back the other way, Antelope Valley. Lewis driving, he's fouled. Couldn't get the floater to fall. And we'll go to the line. Marauders this year, a big bench. One of the largest rosters we've seen in Southern California, but again, they really rely on Daniel Scott Lewis and Virgil Mahoney to do most of the work. They get most of the minutes. They're the ones that put up the most points. It's kind of led to some troubles for them at times, as they're just kind of middle of the pack this year. Not inside the top 20 in any statistical category, only top 25 in steals per game as they put on the pressure defense. As Lewis makes both, it's back to an 8-point lead, 45-37. And they've been kind of an up-and-down team this year, here's Antelope Valley. No win streaks longer than 3 games this season, but no losing streaks longer than 2 games. So it's kind of been win-loss, win-win, loss-loss. As Henderson just pops from 18 and knocks it down. Henderson now with 16. Henderson has 4 double-doubles this year. Right now is riding a 6-game streak of games of 17 or more points. One more bucket from him and he'll make it 7 games. Cougars get the basketball back after the turnover by Antelope Valley. Barrientos to run the offense. Arnold thought about a 3, instead we'll get it back to Henderson. Henderson looking to work. He's very good in isolation. He's got a good matchup against Daniels, but just got himself out of control a little bit and lost the basketball out. Remember, Henderson, just a freshman out of Chatsworth, California. Stands at 6'4", but has a lot more muscle than maybe you would expect. He's a lot stronger than a lot of freshmen out there in the 3C2A, and that's led to his ability on the offensive side, as he'll get a spell here. Daniels with the basketball for Antelope Valley will work against Griffin. To his left, floater with the right hand, no good. Corwin Smith skies for the rebound and outlets to Galgano. Dumps it off. Griffin, layup with the right hand is good. And the lead now 12. Fisher wanted a foul but didn't get it. And Antelope Valley will run down the floor, and Mahoney will lay one in. Cougars nearly turn it over, trying to bring it back in. Ball loose on the floor, and then Barrientos going to be fouled by Stephen Mahoney. So a 9-point lead here, 10-point lead here for COC as Barrientos spins into the paint. Good patience from Dylan Barrientos that time. Did a 360 spin, landed on the floor, delayed, let a couple of guys go up in the air, and then finally finished with the left hand. On a little scoop and score is Barrientos now with 7 points. Jumper from 16 for Virgil Mahoney is good. He's starting to heat up. Timeout called by Antelope Valley as it's a 10-point lead, 51-41, 14:52 to go here in the first.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
14:52 to go here in the second half. Cougars leading by 10, 51-41. Corwin Smith from 18 is good. Smith, his second bucket of the day, and the lead back up to 12 for COC. Henderson on the bench with 16, leads everybody on the floor. Mahoney with 14, leading Antelope Valley. And only Dylan Griffin in double figures. One off his season high of 11. He's had a nice game off the bench for COC. Henderson actually back on the floor. We'll get it to Galgano. Straight away three-pointer, no good. Missed it off the left. Long rebound handled by Daniels, and he'll move it up the floor for Antelope Valley. Daniels tries to slide it inside, but it's tipped out by COC. Daniels off the inbound, a jumper is good, and a foul going to be against Dylan Griffin. We'll send Daniels to the line. Good inbound play that time by Antelope Valley. Got Daniels loose, he's got 9. Free throw will give him 10. Daniels been quiet so far today by his standards. The leader for Antelope Valley, averaging 16.4 in nearly 26 minutes a game. Cougars have held him to 9 so far. So here's Galgano wanting to dump it inside. Thought about a jumper, instead decided better of it as he was in the air, wanted to dump it off to Smith. The Marauders will run it back the other way. Floater no good from Amani Scott, but then it's out off of Antelope Valley. It'll stay with COC. Barrientos will walk it up the floor for the Cougars. 13:10 to go here in the ball game. Griffin moving to his left, stops at the top of the key, will kick it into the corner. Galgano 3 with a hand in his face is good. A shot from Jimmy Galgano, he's now got 11. Got that one up over DeJour Lewis. Galgano in double figures for the 4th time in his last 5. He'll drive this time. Dumps it off. Smith from about 17. Same spot as his last one is good. The Cougars have pushed the lead back, 58-43. Bagsick just runs it up the floor and gets a lay-in as COC not back defensively. And it's a 13-point lead for the Cougars here. As a trio of white jerseys get up off the bench to get ready to get back out on the floor. Henderson now near side corner. Corwin Smith. Jumper from deep, no good. Was in rhythm, just missed it. And Daniels will bring it back the other way. Drives, lays it in. 4-0 run for Antelope Valley. It's just when the Cougars got the lead to 15, it's now back down to 11 as Griffin is fouled and will go to the line. going to be against Scott here, so Griffin will go to the line and shoot 2. Knocks down the first, has tied his season high of 11. And we talk about COC getting to the line, just 14 foul shots so far in the game, but if he made 10, now 15, 10 of 15. Miss from Daniels, a rebound from Arnold. Griffin will get it over to Galgano in the corner. Back up top to Arnold. Now Quincy Arms will put it on the floor. Stops his dribble, wants to send it near side to Arnold. Arnold thought about a step back. Instead, we'll get it to Galgano. Galgano will stop in the lane and knock down a jumper. Galgano now with 13. It's 61-47 COC. Back to 14. Largest has been 15 today. Scott dumps it off inside. Achara, just a little two-handed finish with nobody around. Achara now with 4. Lead back down to 12 as a foul 40 feet away from the basket. Cougars will bring it into Caston. Good pass, and Corwin Smith, a one-handed finish. It's a well-designed inbound play by COC that time. And Zion Caston went up and dished it off. That was a nice pass from Zion, who has shown why he's worked himself into the starting lineup here as of late. He's only got 2 points today, but he's got a couple of rebounds and a couple of assists. It's just brought a bit on the defensive side as well. Smith from the foul line will put it on the floor, working against Achara. And then Achara just swats it away as he tried to spin back with the right-handed Corwin Smith. Staying with COC. Mahoney will come back in. Cougars will inbound to Henderson, and then an offensive foul going to be called. It's going to go against Cameron McCray away from the basketball, so Cougars don't get a shot away. Daniels driving, floater over the top of Henderson, no good, but it's going to be a foul against Andrew Henderson. Third foul on Henderson that time. Send Daniels back to the line. Daniels 85% from the line. 3 for 4 today. Makes the first. Jonathan in double figures once again. 15 for 15 this year. Hitting double figures as he's now got 13, the freshman out of Alamany. McCray, corner 3, short. Henderson able to come down with the rebound, and then he's fouled by Achara. So he got Achara in the air. It'll be an inbound off the baseline for COC here. Alamany not known as a basketball school necessarily here in Southern California. They've been a football powerhouse at times. Very good baseball school throughout the years as well. Certainly a good one to come out of that program. It's right on the inbound. Caston is fouled by Virgil Mahoney. Zion Caston will head to the line. Caston 62.5% from the foul line. Makes the first. Second is good as well, so Caston makes them both. It's 65-51 in favor of COC. Daniels will speed it ahead, gets it back now from Mahoney. And there's going to be a foul under the basket on Zion Caston for reaching over the top of Achara. And the Marauders in the bonus will shoot 1 and 1. Achara 35% from the line. Misses, and the rebound comes out to McCray. Got it over to Barrientos, who will work it across the timeline. Guarded by Amani Scott. Get it over to Quincy Arms, who just waits to get to work. Now Henderson, isolation here against Lewis. Drove, dumped it, Caston, little fadeaway jumper, missed everything. McCray pulls down the rebound. Actually, they say it got the front of the rim. So it's a reset here for COC. Barrientos driving to the paint, threw it off the side of the backboard. Caston able to pick it up, got it to McCray. Draws contact in the air and will go to the line. Third foul on Amani Scott that time. Both teams now shooting foul shots the rest of the way. 8:39 to go here in the ball game. McCray makes the first. Splits the pair. McCray now with 5 points here today as we go back to work with Antelope Valley in the basketball. Daniels on the near side. Walks back towards the center of the floor. Now Stephen Mahoney with it. Achara now working against Caston. Stops in the paint, draws a foul, will go to the line. Here goes Achara, another guy out of Alamany High School. So he'll shoot 2 foul shots, misses the first. As you look at AVC this year, guys from the Antelope Valley area, so a very local flavor on the roster. But a lot of those guys have kind of traveled around to go play their high school basketballs. It's 66-52. You talk about Achara and Daniels both playing at Alamany. 3 guys from Knight High School, Lorraine Patterson and Virgil Mahoney. Henderson pulls down a rebound, drives to the basket, bucket, and the foul for Andrew Henderson, who's now got 18 and 6. And Lead is 16 once again for COC. Second time here in the second half, they've led by 16. Can make it 17, which would be the largest if Henderson knocks down the free throw. He does, give him 19. Henderson doing most of his work today from inside the painted area, just 1 for 3 from downtown. Henderson, a guy that shoots 35% from 3, but 55% from the floor as he's going to get called for a foul. That's going to be his 4th, so that's going to put him on the bench here with 7:53. So just when Henderson thinks he's getting hot, he's going to have to go to the bench again. Lewis makes the first. Second is good as well. So back to a 15-point lead, but the Cougars have kind of kept Antelope Valley at arm's reach at this point in time. Marauders got it back within single digits, but just have never been able to climb all the way back into the ball game. So that one out off of Antelope Valley, so it'll be COC basketball. Arnold in rhythm off the inbound play knocks it down. And the Cougars now get a takeaway, and Arnold back the other way, lays it in with the right hand. And the lead now 19 for COC. She may have finally broken away enough. Want to get comfortable though, as Daniels, a little pop from the foul line is good. And a timeout on the floor. 73-56 COC, 7:05 to go. (73-56) Cougars in front. 7:05 to go. A turnover by COC on the inbound as Corwin Smith throws that one out of play. And he's going to come right out of the game. He's trying to get it to Barrientos, and he had too much on it. Barrientos just couldn't get a hand on it. Just when COC had a lead of 19, they get a Marauders get a turnover and can try and chip away once again. Lead is 17 here for COC. Three-pointer, good, nice shot. And then nearly another turnover on the inbound. Marauders now with full court press here to try and change the momentum as John Taylor going deep into the bag of tricks to try and turn the tide. So the Cougars will get it ahead. Barrientos across the timeline. Tried to dribble between two Marauders. Lost the basketball, but they say jump ball and the arrow in favor of ABC. So another turnover by Canyons. 6:37 again. Antelope Valley can close the gap down even further. Mahoney on the near side. Side to Lewis. Slips the defender, missed on the first, but Achara there for the putback. Chara now with 7. Marauders still in that full court pressure. Gaston needs to work it ahead. Spun, lost the basketball. Achara takes it away. Euro step, lays it in with the left hand. Timeout, COC. And it's a 10-point lead for the Cougars as the Marauders on a 9-0 run.
Filmmaking program at COC is one of the best programs because it has literally jump-started my career.
Most of the instructors actually have worked in Hollywood, so having instructors that have done it before and know the ins and outs, I think really helps.
We here at COC have a kind of a sandbox approach, and that is to say we've got a lot of cool equipment, a lot of great facilities. Enroll in our class and we're going to let you play in the sandbox.
Cougars with a 10-point lead, 73-63. They led by as much as 19, but the Marauders on a little 9-0 run here have closed the gap. Most of the work coming here in the last few minutes since the change to full court pressure from Antelope Valley, as they've gotten a couple of traps and a couple of steals. That time COC able to bring it ahead. Barrientos with the basketball out high. Working against Daniels with 6 to shoot here. Hasn't done much. Get it over to Arnold, 2 to shoot, pops. Got it off the backboard, saved it. Got it to Corwin Smith, little jumper, no good. Achara is hurt, he's down. If he stepped on somebody trying to go up for the basketball, gets us a whistle. And it looks like it's his ankle, so somebody will have to stay on the floor here as the medical staff out to check on Chigozie Achara. And he'll get up and walk it off. And we'll go to the bench to take a break. As Banksick comes back in. Still a 10-point lead here for COC. 5:30 to go. Marauders have made this one last a little longer by rolling the ball ahead every time they get a free inbound, and Daniels just speeds ahead and lays it home. Cougars will try and go fast break back the other way. Arms drives, he'll get to the line. So Arms to the line, an 80% foul shooter, and this is where the free throws come in handy if you're COC. Got to knock them down, though. Just 14 of 20 on the day. So Arms makes 1 of 2 that time, so the lead 9 here. Daniels, who's been slippery in this second half, has found a way to cause problems for COC. Now has 17 points in the ball game. Got it over to Virgil Mahoney. He drives, lays it up, no good. But then a blocking foul going to be called against Barrientos will send Mahoney to the line after he missed the initial layup. That's the 4th on Barrientos. With 5 minutes, and you have Barrientos and Henderson each with 4 fouls. So Mahoney knocks down the first. Cougars are going to send both Henderson and Barrientos onto the floor here, so Mahoney makes both. And they got Galgano back on the floor as well, will the Cougars. So back to a 7-point lead now. Again, the Cougars have kind of kept Antelope Valley just at arm's reach, away at arm's distance, and trying to push it back ahead once again as Barrientos driving. Didn't hit the backboard, but Corwin Smith, didn't hit the rim, but Corwin Smith able to get it down. 6 to shoot here as Galgano will have to drive. Put one off the glass and good, as Galgano continues to stay hot when he's on the floor. Now he's got 15 and lead back to 9. Daniels drives, draws a foul, will go to the line. Foul gonna go against Quincy Arms. That's the 4th on Arms, so seems like it'll get Griffin back in the ball game here. Daniels knocks down the first. She led the foul trouble. Henderson, Barrientos, and Arms each with 4. Just Scott with 4 for Antelope Valley. Those are your players in foul trouble as Daniels bounces that one off the front of the rim but gets it to go. Barrientos spins it off the glass. Will go to the line as a blocking foul going to be called against Banksick. Barrientos couldn't get it to fall, but will head back to the foul line. So Cougars will get to their average in terms of foul shots today. This will be their 23rd and their 24th, and they're shooting right around their season average, 69%. Go back to it, you touch on it once again. A little better from the foul line in this game, even more out of reach through points of the game as Barrientos misses the first. She could have got it back to 9. Now the best you can do is get it to 8. Barrientos splits them. So 77-69, it's an 8-point lead. Marauders will take their time here on the offense. Lewis in isolation against Corwin Smith is fouled, trying to go up to the basket, and will go to the line. Marauders with a lot of length and a lot of athleticism. Look, Lewis, Achara, Virgil Mahoney, all 6'6" and above. At the speed game from Daniels and the technical game from Scott, you can see why Antelope Valley has looked very good at times this year, and at times it's just been a struggle. As it's a consistency thing on that side as Lewis splits them. So 7-point lead once again. Marauders in full court pressure here. Galgano stripped to the basketball by Lewis. Lewis driving, lays it in. Did it all by himself. Stripped Galgano and then put it home. And now it's a 5-point Cougar lead. Henderson wants to try and take over here. Needs to be careful though as Banksick tries to steal it. It's going to be a jump ball possession arrow COC. Marauders have done a good job to find steals. Caston. Baseline. Left hand off the glass is good. Big bucket from Zion Caston that time. Stretches it back to 7. 79-72, 3:20 to go. Good pass inside to free up DeJour Lewis. Lays it in and a timeout on the floor. All of a sudden it's a ball game with 3:13 to go. Cougars led by as much as 19, but it's 79-74.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Five-point lead for COC. Lead was 19. But the Marauders have charged back here in the second half. Outscored the Cougars 45-40, and another turnover by COC. Barrientos couldn't handle the inbound. It's the 18th turnover in the ballgame on the Cougars. All of a sudden it could be a one-possession game, and it is a one-possession game as Mahoney knocks down the jumper off the inbound. For a while, the Cougars looked like they had this one secured, but Marauders have charged back in the second half of the second half, as they had done most of their work with under 10 to go. Barrientos slips a steal attempt, drives to the basket and gets it to fall. Little scoop shot from Barrientos, who's now in double figures, and pushes the lead back to 5. Three-pointer no good. Galgano skies for the board. Tried to throw it ahead, but it's stolen by Lewis. Was able to stay in bounds. Kicks it back. Bagsick over to Stefan Mahoney. And they'll work it around to Virgil Mahoney on the near side wing. One-on-one against Barrientos. Step back three. Missed it. Short. Henderson, board. Got it to Caston. We'll get it back to Henderson. Henderson against Bagsick here. This is a good chance for Henderson to go to work against the smaller guard. Henderson drives with the left hand, and he's fouled on a reach by Bagsick, and he'll go to the line and shoot for the double bonus. That was a foul on Bagsick, and they say that's his 5th. So Bagsick done for the night. Close the book on him. 2 of 7 from the floor, 0 of 4 from 3. 4 points, couple of rebounds, an assist in the ball game. Scott will check back in. Henderson at the line. 4 for 4 from the line today, has 19 points. Misses on the first. Second can make it a 6-point game. Second from Henderson is good. He's got 20 now. 8th time this year he's had 20 or more points in a ball game. Six-point lead, Lewis to his right, spinning in the lane, tried to scoop it with the left in, but no. Left it short. Smith able to pull down the rebound. And got it to Henderson, it will work against Daniels here. 1:35 to go. Henderson taking his time with the basketball, not in any hurry. So let the shot clock wind down. Wants to work off the Barrientos screen. Got a switch on to Mahoney. Three-pointer is good. Big shot from Dylan Barrientos. Stretches the lead back to 9. Or excuse me, by Andrew Henderson. As it stretches the lead back to 9. And you need guys like Henderson, your big guy, to knock down shots in big spots. And that was certainly a big-time shot from the freshman out of Chatsworth. Daniels misses the first foul shot. Daniels has a chance to get to 20. He makes the second. Be the 5th time this year for Jonathan Daniels. He hits 20 points. Second is good. Timeout called by John Taylor. 1:09 to go. 85-77, 8-point lead for the Cougars. Here from
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
$85-77, Cougars in front. 8-point lead. Lead was as much as 19 halfway through this half. The Marauders charging back. Cougars led by 10 at the break. Being outscored by 6 at one point here in the second half. There's a home run pass off the inbound. Arms should have had an easy layup but lost the basketball and then got fouled by Daniels as he tried to recover and will head to the line. So with 7:22, the lead was 19. Marauders went on a 10-0 run, closed the lead back to 8. Got it all the way within a single possession, but the Cougars have pushed it back here to a 9-point lead, make it a 7-point lead as the jumper good with 57 seconds. Smith needs to get it in. Had it stolen on the inbound. Daniels will drive, pops off glass, no good. Rebound off of Antelope Valley and out of play as Daniels stepped on the sideline, and it'll be COC basketball. Lead is 7 here. Cougars trying to stretch out the floor. And instead, Howard Fisher will call a timeout and say, we want to talk about what we're going to do on the inbound here, as the ball is just in front of the Antelope Valley bench, just in front of the baseline. Marauders coaching staff still asking a lot of questions on whether Daniels stepped out, and the official on that side very adamant they were still discussing it into the timeout. So 48.1 to go. Marauders trying to trap again, and now they'll foul Barrientos here. Mahoney going to be called for the foul. Barrientos will go to the line. Going to be just the second on Mahoney. So free throws remain important here late in the ball game with 43.6. Barrientos makes the first. Dylan has had a nice little outing once again, now has 11 points. 9th time this year he's been in double figures. Make it 12 as he knocks down both, lead back up to 9. Daniels wants to speed it ahead. Floater from just in front of the foul line, no good. Henderson able to pull down the rebound, and he's going to be fouled by Lewis. It'll be the 4th on Lewis. It'll send Henderson to the line, and a couple of free throws here can push it back to a double-digit lead for COC. First is no good from Henderson, so he's got 23 and 8 today to lead the Cougars. Daniels with 22, 4, and 5 to lead Antelope Valley. Those two have been the stars for each side. Henderson splits them, 10-point lead, 89 to 79. 33 seconds to go. Scott drives to the basket, lays it off the glass, and good. Shot clock will be off with 29 and a half. Barrientos catches on the inbound. Daniels trying to pressure him up the floor. They get it to Henderson. Henderson, wanting to dribble out of trouble, will send it over to Quincy Arms. And Arms is going to be fouled by Lewis. That'll be the 5th on Lewis. So Lewis will be done for the night. Not much time left, 16.9, but 16 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for DeJour Lewis. Quincy Arms will be at the line here to try and clean things up. So the Cougars should come away with a win. They'll move to 9 and 5 on the year and 1 and 1 in conference play. The Marauders will drop to 8 and 7 and 1 and 1 in conference play as Arms misses the first. So overall, times where the Cougars looked very, very good on both sides of the ball. Times they had some struggles, but a 9-point lead have pushed it ahead. Daniels Scott couldn't get it to fall. Cougars will pull down the rebound. Henderson will dribble out the final few seconds. COC will take the win, 90 to 81 over Antelope Valley. Good win for the Cougars to pick up their first conference win of the year. They'll head out on the road against the 18th ranked Citrus Owls on the 19th before coming back home to take on West LA, who is in the top 10 this year in the state of California on the 22nd. That'll be our next home webcast for the men. The women will play here on Monday against Antelope Valley. Make sure you tune in for that one. 3 o'clock start time on Martin Luther King Day. We hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Cougars.